People don't tell you about moving to Canada. I feel so alone. I feel like I live with someone I can't have a conversation with, and I'm trying to cry and I even have to be silent about it. You just lose out on so many things. Your life, you just leave it behind. Your friends, and I'm so hurt and my heart hurts. You have to work all the time and have school. I'm so sad. I'm hurting so much. I don't have any friends.
As an international student, what's the one thing you don't like about Canada?
Taxes over here is so fucking high. If you're working for 20 hours, they say you pay 13% tax, but the truth is that you pay almost 50% tax if you're coming back home and going for grocery shopping. There you're gonna pay 13% tax. My whole fucking life going on taxes in Canada, bro. That's true.
You know, lots of newcomers think that Canada is a guaranteed safety net. They think they're just gonna come into this country, work hard, and life is just gonna automatically be stable. But when they get there, they realize that it is completely different. Because housing is unaffordable, the wages don't match the cost of living in this country. And that is why I encourage immigrants to invest in your country. And this is not hate, this is not fear-mongering. You know, encouraging you to diversify your investments, maintain ties with your homeland, and just plan for the future is actually wisdom. Because we never know what's gonna happen in the future. You know, I can't come out here pretending like everything is okay when people are out there sleeping on the streets and on the sidewalks. We need to come out here and have very constructive, very healthy conversations if we want to prevent our brothers and our sisters from falling through the cracks of this broken system.
From past 2 years, I'm looking for a job.
Where are you from?
I'm from India, specifically Punjab.
How long have you been living in Canada?
For almost 2 years now.
What do you do for a living in here?
I was a student and recently I completed my studies. Back home, I was an assistant professor. I'm looking for a job in education sector.
For how long have you been looking for a job?
It's almost 2 years now.
Have you looked for another jobs in other areas?
I was having experience of almost 7 years back in my home country. I have done bachelor's and master's in engineering. Here I did master's in business administration. With the relevant experience, education, I try to find job in almost every sector. So that's the current scenario of Canada. Almost to all the students, no doubt, the country is having the caliber. But for students, it becomes really hard to find a job.
If you could change one thing about working in Canada, what would it be?
References. Because in Canada, if a person is educated, they are having relevant experience and they are talented, it's very hard to get into the industry, even to find a startup job, because the HRs or the persons who are inside, they are referring their friends, their relatives, and the person who has a caliber gets neglected. If I would like to change in the Canada, is the person who has education, experience, and talent, they should be given the priority. And everybody says that being good in communication could help you get a job in Canada.
Alright guys, welcome back once again to the channel. I hope you are having a great time wherever you are watching this episode from. Now, immigrants in Canada, they thought that Canada was all paradise. They've been seeing how Canada is well built, but obviously we all have some skeletons in our closets. They thought that them relocating to Canada, life will be better. They will live a better life, and maybe while seeking greener pastures, they will have a comfortable life in Canada. But now the reality is striking some of these immigrants. They are realizing that Canada is not the paradise or the promised land they were dreaming about. Canada, they are in for a rude shock. In fact, some of them are crashing out of a life. They are complaining about the high cost of living and groceries in Canada. Some of them are crashing out over the weather, harsh weather condition actually in Canada, the culture shock and everything new they thought that they wouldn't find in Canada. They are literally experiencing the worst experience they've never had before right here in Canada. In this video, let's watch how these immigrants are crashing out and being shocked about life in Canada while they thought otherwise.
Why are immigrants depressed in Canada? Back in the day, it used to be that you moved to Canada or the US in hopes to find a better future. But nowadays, the competition is fierce, prices are sky high, so it's nearly impossible to make it big in this country. PR is not your final destination, but only a stepping stone.
I'm actually going to be homeless by the end of the month because I got a message from my landlord yesterday saying the building I live is up for sale. So invariably means I have to leave. And she's giving me by the end of the month to move out. And I literally just moved in here June. And it's barely 4 months I moved in here. However, I'm trying to sort out like some type of compensation with her. But then anybody that knows Canada and knows the housing system in Toronto knows how difficult it is to get a place. I'm not only getting a place that you like within the space of 1 month. I don't even have up to 1 month. I don't want to cry. And then it's not just even getting a place, it's moving, and then it's accommodating your work schedule and things like that. And I honestly have been going through the worst few days and I've been trying to show up for work, for people, but this is real life, you know, like it is real life. It's not all smiles and roses in Canada. People don't see this world. People don't see this part. People don't see this part. People only see the good parts. I just can't. You know when you're not okay, and then people think you're okay, but you're not just okay, because I'm not.
It's me again, guys, your friend, your one and only friend who's new to Canada. Guys, I am here and my fingers are playing twinkly, twinkly little stars. And, you know, I don't know how you Canadian people do this every day, you know, because, you know, I went to my bed and I wake up and I said, oh, Lord, let me look outside. It's not safe. I'm home all by myself. My toes are not well. They are not well. You know, my skin is I think I take on an 80-year-old skin. You know, I adopt a new skin since I reached Canada. I don't know. I want to go to London. I want to go to UK. It's my second time here in Canada. As a Jamaican goodie, I don't think I'm gonna make it. It's New Year Eve. It's like I'm gonna celebrate inside. You know, I'm not going outside. It is not safe for me. It is not safe for a Jamaican girl. What am I gonna do? Laptop all the time. You know, I am in this big comforter and I'm still cold. The cold is unbelievable. I'm going crazy. I need a little sunlight. My skin is not glowing anymore. Look. It's like I don't moisturize for days. My hair, I can't go outside to buy anything to moisturize my hair because I can't leave. It's like, oh, I'm on a sentence. I'm not gonna make it.
Nobody tells you about this moving to Canada. Everyone talks about the opportunities, the money, the fresh starts, and yeah, those things are real. But nobody warns you about how quiet your life suddenly becomes when you first move here. And this is because you're leaving your friends, your routines, the people that you've known your whole life, and you basically restart from zero. I remember this when I first moved here. You finish work and instead of seeing your friends and family, you're just figuring things out on your own in a complete new country. And honestly, that part hits way harder than the cold does. But here's the weird thing, that's where you grow the most moving abroad. You become more independent than you ever thought you could be. Moving to Canada will change your life, but not in the way that you expect it will.
Am I the only one living this kind of life in Canada? I go from home to school and work. When I leave the house, I meet the same set of people in the bus, like same passengers in the bus, in the train, and at work. Same people at work, same people in school, same people in my class, same people in my school. I keep seeing the same people round. And I'm like, no new faces, no new people, what's up? Am I the only one?
There's no money left in Canada. This country is broke because the politicians have squandered all the taxpayers' money on lavish vacations and careless spendings. That's what everyone is saying, right? Well, guess what? If there is no money in this country, why is the government of Canada sending billions of dollars overseas to fund wars that the people of Canada never voted for? If there is no money left in this country, why are the borders being left wide open for millions of people to come in every single year, while the people in this country cannot find employment and affordable housing? If there is no money in this country, why is the government of Canada providing financial assistance, affordable housing, access to healthcare, and employment to newcomers, while the people that were born in this country, the people that helped build this country, are out there sleeping on the streets, on the sidewalks, freezing to death in a tent because they were told to wait 5, 10, 15, even 20 years to get affordable housing? You see, the problem is, it's not that there is no money left in the country. It's just that the money is not being spent on Canadians. And that's the problem.
Okay guys, obviously Canada is not what it used to be 10 years ago, but can we please not ignore the fact that pretty much the entire globe is struggling today? Living in Canada today is not as bad as living in some other countries today. I can safely walk in Toronto without being scared that someone's gonna come and shoot me. I can sleep soundly in my home knowing that a bomb is not gonna drop and literally demolish the entire building. Now, I'm not disregarding that obviously Canada is facing very huge struggles right now, but we also have to be a little bit grateful for our situation compared to others in this world right now.
Now, as you can see, if you ask a normal Canadian, they will say that this immigrant, or so they think, that these immigrants are getting benefits from the government. They are getting better healthcare from the government and some funds to facilitate their stay in Canada. I don't know if it's true or false, but if you ask an immigrant who is living in Canada, they will tell you the experience is the same as a normal Canadian. What does a normal Canadian complain about? A normal Canadian crashes out over affordability, high cost of living in Canada, inflation, overtaxation, high cost of groceries, affordability, housing crisis. And as you can see in this video, some of these immigrants are crashing about the same thing. Some of them are saying they can't get houses, they've been evicted, they can't get homes to rent, although they have the money to rent, but it is so hard to get a house in Canada, especially a good house in Canada, an affordable house or home in Canada. The housing crisis in Canada is affecting everyone, immigrants or Canadians. As you can see, even some of them are complaining about the harsh weather condition. They thought that Canada is all this good, the weather condition, but they are in for a rude shock. The weather condition there is literally, you see, some of them are even saying we can't get out of the house. We are not used to this, and which is normal. Even if you go to another country, even if a Canadian relocates all the way from Canada to Africa, they will complain about the same weather condition or something like that. Maybe too much sunlight or too much rain. Yeah. So I think that weather factor, we can give it, we can leave it. But what I'm trying to say is that these immigrants are complaining just the way Canadians are complaining. But what's even more, they are complaining about the isolation in Canada. I don't know why. They can't make friends in Canada. They feel lonely in Canada. They can't, some of them thought that jobs, they will get jobs in Canada. They were promised jobs in Canada. They can't get jobs. Some of them ends up being homeless on the streets. They thought Canada was going to offer them homes or something like that, a comfortable life, a paradise. But unfortunately, we all have some skeletons in our closets. And even if you go in any country as an immigrant or as a foreigner, even any country in Africa or even in the UK, Germany, Australia, or even in, let's say, America, you will experience these small things. You will struggle to fit in, but eventually, if you go to Rome and do what the Romans do, you will eventually fit in and become a Roman. So you do tell me what you think about these immigrants crashing out in the comment section. They thought that life was going to be better in Canada. They thought that Canada was the paradise they've been told about. But unfortunately, they are shocked. The culture shock, they are shocked, and some of them are crashing out of a hard life in Canada. Tell me what you think in the comment section or what you think about them.